the outset, it is important to emphasise that the intention of the speakers is to be practical, and I stress practical, and also to be informative and interactive.
Into alienation, and hopefully we'll keep this running at a reasonable clip. I suppose from a landlord's perspective, whilst a landlord will spend a fair bit of time thinking about how he drafts or she drafts their alienation clause, it's when a landlord hears a request or a consent application for alienation, immediately they feel probably something in the pit of their stomach.
A tenant requires flexibility, and if it signs up for, in the old days, a 25-year lease, or maybe a 20-year lease, or even nowadays a 10-year lease is becoming more commonplace, a tenant will still require flexibility. 10 years is a long time, so they might want to upsize or downsize, they might want to move on, but they want the ability to get out of the lease if they can.
From a landlord's perspective, I would argue that the extent of the repairing obligation is second only in terms of its importance to that of the quality of the tenant. And I say that because from a property owner or a landlord's perspective, the condition of a property is of crucial significance in terms of maintaining or improving the value of a property, and hence the value of the landlord's investment.
So to a large extent, the interests of both the landlord and the tenant are aligned somewhat when it comes to repairs. But from the practitioner's perspective, you just got to ensure that there's no gaps between what the tenant understands to be, the package on offer from the landlord in terms of the landlord's repair obligation or through a service charge, and or what the tenant is going to be responsible for in the lease.
On that basis, what I try and do in a very pragmatic way is to approach the rent review provisions to make sure you win, or you at least compromise on a couple of key provisions, because it never fails to amaze me that your tenant and your landlord have spent so long on day one of the lease working out what the lease rent is going to be and fighting if it's €50 a square foot or 45.